Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 53 of the Ask Dr. Zaino show. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for putting all these great questions into the chat already. We've got dozens of doctors on, and I'm sure we've got dozens that will join us here in just a second. And then I know we have hundreds that will watch this replay. We always do. So thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for sharing it, like it, G+ it, tweet it, pin it, all of those great things. And then if you're watching live from chirothoughtleaders.com/ask -dr-Zaino, then we're live here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And right below the video, you'll see what we call the chat roll. In that chat roll, there's already been some people who have entered their questions. And so if you have any comments or questions, please put them there. I will make sure that Dr. Zaino gets them and that we get to talk about them on today's episode. So Dr. Zaino, what's up, my man?
What's up, Tabor? Dr. Tate, and also everybody on Facebook Live. So we're doing Facebook Lives too. So say hello, say where you're from. Give me the thumbs up. I like that. Good to see you on. Also share this. Yeah, we're just rocking and rolling. Yeah, thanks everybody. And once again, from Dr. Tabor and I, if you saw the We Are Heroes episode 5 came out today, right?
It was great.
If you saw episode 4, what Tabor, you were in 4 or 3?
Yeah, I was debuted in episode 4, I think. Well,
nice.
Well, yeah, I think it was episode 4.
Cameo of Dr. Tabor, and we're just gonna, and this is Tabor, you'll be on more of them. You're on it now, so we're actually doing it now. Mac's gonna fly through here. So you'll see a Mac sighting. There's Mac. So we're documenting the journey. It's happening. So episode 6 I just saw that'll come out Friday. All right, and that was really good. Jacob did a great job on that one. That'll be kind of Whitney and kid focused.
Very cool.
All good stuff. So thank you so much, guys. Make sure you're watching and sharing it. Listen. Only thing we ask is that you share, and that's the way you show your love. All right, Tabor, let's do this.
Okay, yeah, we got some questions here. Let's jump in. Justin says, thanks for everything you do. What are your thoughts on auto drafts for care plans versus patients who pay up front for their care? We want to give patients payment options, but do you see lower levels of commitment or dropout rates increasing when people choose to go forward with an auto draft? Any input on this is appreciated.
Who's this?
Justin Graff?
Yeah, Justin. What's going on, Justin? Yeah, and I'll answer for Tabor as well. Justin, you're absolutely right. So of course, the auto drafts, there's less skin in it. They're less committed, and they're going to, not all drop out, don't get me wrong, but of course there's more dropout rate. If they pay in full, of course there's more commitment. So that's why I give a 20% discount, and I tell them in the doctor's report, I go, you know, you can't, the first 36 visits is $35.19. You have 2 ways of taking care of it. Number one, nothing's outsourced. There's no interest. Everything's in-house. You can either do monthly payments, this much down, this much a month for 10 months, or we have our platinum plan that it's a one-time investment. You save 20%. It brings it down to 28, whatever. And I go, and the reason why we do the 20% is this. Procrastination and indecision have destroyed people's futures and lives, and especially when it comes to their health. So we don't reward that behavior, but what we do want to reward is action and commitment. Because I've known in the last 12 years and over 14 or 15,000 patients that when someone invests more money into their health and does the full-time payment, are you going to be more committed? Tabor?
Yes, 100%.
So if you're more committed, are you going to make all your adjustments? Tabor?
Yes, we are.
So are you going to make better results?
Yes.
And I go, and that's what you want. You want to get results the quickest. So that's why we reward you for doing the one-time payment. And if you're sitting here, because I do this, I'm doing this in my doctor's report. And I'm like, and if you're sitting here right now going, well, I'm going to do the payments and you're going to pay with a credit card, I'm going to ask you to just go put the whole thing on a credit card, the one-time payment, because you're saving 20%, and that's going to be any interest rate that you're paying on your credit card. So just go ahead and do the one-time. But whatever option you choose, just let Whitney or Carla know in the back. And then you tell her the one you'll choose, and we'll get you started tonight.
Yep. Love it. It's as simple as that.
Thanks, Dave. Next question.
Yep. Great question. I mean, great answer and great question.
Let me say hello. Let me get some love. Juan, thank you so much. Kat Sarah's on in Utah. You know, hey, Kat, you're meeting with Whitney soon, right? She's in Utah. Hey, Letitia. All right, cool.
Very cool. By the way, guys, chat roll, or I guess if you're on Facebook as well, ask questions. We'll gladly answer them here on today's episode. Ben says, Yeah, I've had a couple questions about this, Dr. Z. Okay, so is this the book you were talking about earlier this week? Conscious Language, the Logos of Now, the Discovery Code and Upgrade to Our New Conscious Human Operating System, Kindle edition by Robert Tyson Stevens.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, awesome.
I got a body language one too. Ooh, I didn't even read this one yet. So this is, yeah, read that one first, and then we'll talk about this one.
Okay, so it was, by the way, for those of you listening, it is Conscious Language, the Logos of Now, the Discovery Code and Upgrade to Our New Conscious Human Operating System by Robert Tyson Stevens. Yep. So we had some emails on that. I didn't know. I didn't know how to answer the emails. So I'm going to check that out myself. I love good books.
No, Tabor, no, you'll like it, Tabor, especially because you're aware and you'll be like, you'll love it. And it's something, listen, when you get the book, guys, it's not a one reader. It becomes the one that you're gonna tell Gina, hey babe, we gotta teach our kids this, because it's literally relearning how to speak life into your life again. And you realize there's so many viruses in the way we speak, like saying I want, I need. We're talking in lack all the time. So it's almost something where, like, Tabor, your kids, to learn that now, it's almost like teaching them a new language, but it's actually the appropriate language. It's truly communicating. It's actually, when you speak, you're actually speaking with the true meaning that you're not, and not making all these other things. You'll see it, read it, but it's not like a good read. You read it, and it's something that you'll have to read and practice. It's a practice thing. So that's why when you read it, practice it with your patients. That's why I don't let my patients speak death into their life.
Yeah. Well, I actually, I only read nonfiction books, but almost to a fault, because I feel like I'd be a better copywriter if I could learn to read a little better. Like, some of those books where the authors really know how to speak and tell a story, because that's, people love telling stories. I think I could get a lot from reading those types of books as well. All right, let's go on to the next one. Dr. Jeff Parton, how do you connect with patients on the first few visits? How much do you talk about function on the first visit?
I always talk about function, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't talk nutrition, because I stick to what I do best and what they heard less of, which is the principle of chiropractic. So Jeff, during my dinners, or Tabor, during your dinners, they get function. They come in, and so today my day one is this. So remember, so today's Wednesday. So that means everybody from the dinner Monday comes in Tuesday or Wednesday. So if you're a patient, you came to the dinner, and that's the whole thing. You saw my dinner. Everybody saw my dinner. It's pure function. They come in, they get in the room, and I'll be like, Jeff, I look over your stuff. I look at your goals, and I look at what's going on. I'll be like, Jeff, I just want to tell you, pleasure to meet you. I looked over I thank you for filling out your file. I see you got 15 different symptoms going on. I see your chief complaint, but I also see your goals, and I really appreciate you filling it out. Now, before we bring Leanna in here, because she takes the x-rays, I go, you went to the dinner. Any questions so far? No. So before we take your pictures, the reason why we're doing this is, again, we want to see if there's any dams in the river between the life from the brain to the organs of the body. The only reason why you have these issues is not because you were born with them. You remember a time you never had these. Yes, I just recently got these. So that means something's functioning poorly. So that means that we got to find out what's interfering between the messages from the brain to that part of the body. And that's where we're going to take pictures. So Leanna's going to come in. She'll take your pictures. I'll see you at your doctor's report Thursday. And so I go here at the dinner. I took you here at the dinner. Now I'm going to take you here at the doctor's report. You're going to learn how to read all your exam findings. You'll be able to look at that x-ray and point and say, there it is. And you'll have all the information you need to be able to make a decision and start correcting that problem if you choose. All right, Leanna, I'll be right in. So was that under a minute? I even took the long one. So you understand, like, after that dinner, there's absolutely, any more talking, it's useless. I'm confusing. So I just need to take those pictures. Then at the doctor's report, we do the DR, and I show them their x-ray. So there's only function. Only thing we talk about is function.
Yep.
Would you talk about Table? Would you talk about anything else?
No. In fact, I made the video like, you and I talked about, and it has been working phenomenally. It's basically me saying that, which I say over and over and over all day long. And I go in after the video, and there was some, there were some real fun people that came in through this process, and they're friends of patients who are already great patients. And so I kind of stopped them. I asked them about what they thought about the video. They loved it, man. They said, I think that's the greatest idea I've ever seen in a doctor's office, to actually put a video in there that we can watch before you come in. And they were like, how easy does that make your life too? And all this stuff. So they loved it.
CTL experience coming soon. Well, Dr. Tabor, put mine and yours in. How's that?
Absolutely. Yep. And
All
then
right,
we
so
can
you guys will have access to
figure out
that
how to make
soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to doing that, Tabor. You know when I started doing that? Like freaking 7 years ago. I remember because it was Whitney, when we were growing, it was Whitney and I in the practice. Whitney did front desk, did rehab, took x-rays. And then I started adjusting people and I was getting slammed to go and talk 17 minutes. So then Whitney just said, just shoot this video. I shot a video, the old one, right, that you saw.
Yep.
And then we got it. I mean, we were at 700 a week. So that video alone, let's say you didn't want to see 1,000, 2,000. So even seeing Tabor, right? If that video could get you to 500 a week with no problem, would you? Of course.
Of course.
And it removes variables. So our energy is never always the same.
Right.
I don't care how good you are. So good day, bad day, indifferent day, Tabor, that video always performs. Exactly.
And it speeds me up too, even when I go in and take x-rays after the video, because I'm like, consciously I'm going, okay, I'm not saying all that stuff again. Then it's going to look awkward that I'm actually repeating what I already said on the video. So I literally just get right into it, and it really shortens our wait times and shortens our exam times.
How long you been doing it, Tabor?
For about a month or two, maybe a couple months.
Oh, okay. So we already had people come back for DR and sign up and become patients. So this is
yeah, dude. In fact, there was one week. Well, that week I went to ClickFunnels, right? I had a cover doctor. So they got the video, the cover doctor took the x-ray, and then when I came back the following week, they came to the report. They never even saw me or met me, but they saw me on the video, and I had great sign-up percentages that week. It was awesome. So I see your face.
What kind of face is this?
That's like, yeah. Did I not tell you that a couple months ago? Yeah.
Okay, good. Next, move on. Thanks, Dr. Jeff.
Love it. All right. Do you give discounts for family plans? First person 100%, second person 80%, third person, etc. What do you recommend?
What do you do, Tabor?
I do 30% off for the second person in the family, and then for the kids if the parents are under care as well.
Cool. Yeah, I think we do 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So the answer is yes. The amount, whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I want to see families. That's when I do it. So, all right. Rob says, you've talked about how to learn from a mentor, and when you move on to further growth, how do you know when the time is right to start drinking from another well?
When you beat your mentor. When I go above my mentor, because what happens is my goal is anybody, and I really don't mentor people. I know you guys think I do, but I just try to live my life transparent. And when you pass me up, the problem is when you do better than I ever did, which I want for every single person. The thing is, when you ask me advice and look down to ask me advice, I'm not going to give you the right advice. You need to find someone or create your own method, meaning, because sometimes when I had mentors, I reached their level, I passed their level, and then the mentor, instead of mentoring me, they talk to me in their limited belief system. You follow what I'm saying? So when I passed a certain level of that person, they turned into helping me, into telling me why it wouldn't work. Because the reason why I passed is I started thinking differently, becoming intuitive, making, like, playing a video, right? Oh, come on, that'll never work. Or not having a date too, stuff like that. So it all of a sudden became like this, their old dogma. I wasn't fitting their old dogma anymore. So I love them and I'm friends with them and they're an equal, of course, but then I seek someone else. I go above. Now, what happens when there is no one above? What happens when you are the best? Then you start looking outside the profession. So now, like Roberto, like I get his help on speaking because I didn't want to become the best chiro speaker. I wanted to become better than the best chiro speaker, right? So I sought out Roberto. Or when it comes to finances, I don't want to hear. I talked to the most successful chiropractors that were financially doing well in their lives. And so when I hit that, now I went outside of that to talk to people who are really doing it above and beyond. So then you friend up, right? I think on my Instagram, I was talking, you got to friend up and mentor up. And that's not disrespectful at all, but you have to grow, because what's going to happen, you're going to start resenting. Because it's not that you're getting bad advice, it's that you need a different point of view to go further.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tabor? Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I would agree. And when you're able to mentor up or friend up, man, that's a great accomplishment. Should be
But don't let your
so.
emotions, but don't get guilt in the way. Like, don't feel guilty.
Right. Yeah.
Because then you're just poisoning yourself, and you're still gonna ruin the relationship.
Now, I think if you're in that position, you're actually doing really well, because a lot of people, and I even fight this myself, is I get too many people I'm chasing or people I'm trying to learn from or be from. And then I have to kind of, okay, whoa, let me focus on getting this information down, letting this person be my mentor and learn from them before I move on to the next one, you know?
Yeah, don't copy them. You're right. You don't copy them. You just kind of you get their point of view, but you do their point of view in your own way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get to the point, Tabor. Like, Tabor, now you're branching out where, look at it, your what do you call it, mentor, or people that you're aiming at are now becoming like the best in what they do. They really are, right? I mean, if you just achieved what they did, you'd be happy right now, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
So I think you're in a good role, but I think that's the progression.
Yep. Good question. Good answer. That was awesome.
What's up, Putin?
Now this question, Dr. Z, this one gets meta, which is meta. Okay, so watch this. The content and value you guys bring all the time is amazing. Thanks so much. Since you're really crushing it in the online space now, I thought you'd be a good person to ask this question regarding the online world. What does it cost to have all the social media platforms being maintained and the video crew, and is one crew handling all this? How do you do it?
Well, yeah. Well, the one guys are, you got Mac right here.
Yeah.
Mac, and then you got Timmy D right here.
Nice.
And then you have Jacob, who's not here. Can you please put that in all the videos for Jacob?
Go ahead.
Every video, Jacob's not here. Actually, Jacob's in Austin because he does like the Tom Cruise bartending thing with his shirt off and the bow tie on and the cufflinks. But we wouldn't say that. It was on live. So he's in Austin. You guys will meet him on this weekend. And yeah, so here's the thing. It's not the cost, because remember, we talked about it. It has nothing to do with the cost. It's that I have a dream that was in my heart, a hero dream, to release and to allow you guys to give yourself permission to be the hero. And the hero represents, you know what, and because you're chiropractors, we could really tell you, I could really give you the real truth of what the hero is. The hero is not just the innate intelligence that heals your body. It's that same innate intelligence that gives you the dreams, the thoughts, the desires, and it's all the talents you were born with that society has pushed down and made you put in a suitcase called your secret identity. So as a chiropractor, what do? We remove the interference so the innate intelligence could run free in the body without interference. But how about this? The innate intelligence just doesn't control the physical body. It controls your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. And your innate intelligence is what gives you, it's the genius. All the amazing ideas that we see, the friggin' iPhone, this was all innate genius that came out of somebody. And it's not they're lucky and he's lucky or she's lucky. No, they're just uninhibited. So that genius thought gets through, and that's the hero. So I'm trying people to recognize that the hero isn't, I wish I was like him or her. The hero is, they need to look to themselves to be inspired by them and not somebody else. Yeah. But the thing is, many people don't know who they are because all the mud is on. The mud is school, religion, dogmas, parents, what they were taught, what they passed down to us. So we literally have been blanketed by a set of rules of what should be, and we were taught to wear a secret identity for so long. All we know is the secret identity. We totally forgot we were the heroes. So that's what that is. So with that message, and the reason why I could get emotional, and it's something that's so deep rooted, and that I don't want to ever have to do life over again, metaphorically. We talked about that. So if that means that I only have whatever time I have left to get this message out that I feel I've been chosen to give, answer this question, Tabor, whoever asked this question. How much money would you spend to make sure that dream happened? How much?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. How many people would you have to talk to?
As many people as it takes.
Right. How many interviews would you have to do? How many social media posts would you have to do?
Yeah, as many it takes.
And when would you stop doing it?
Not until it's done.
Until. There you go. That's your question. And that's my thesis of this from 4 weeks ago to the rest of my life. So how do I have the energy, the capacity? Like how do I have this universal power now? Because I tapped into my hero. And I tapped into something that's so big, you can't stop me. So
awesome.
The money, my wife knows, I gave the money, I said, babe, you're paying the bills, you do everything, and just allow me to drive. And I have more energy than ever before. Why? Because I know what I'm called to do now. Chiropractic doesn't define me. Chiropractic was the gateway for me to realize what innate intelligence was. That we always knew that it was from the inside out. But then I realized this hero, which is the innate genius in us, that hero was always inside us. And how many people leave those lives where they never get a chance to experience, and they're always comparing themselves, but they never allow the true genius to come out, which is their hero.
That's right.
This world would change like never before. And it was really, you know what it was, guys? You know what it is? It's BJ's big idea all over again. It's that something special that we all have. It's all there, but I have packaged it in a beautiful way that society, I'm Trojan horsing in society. I'm getting through the red tape because the hero message is so cool, but I'm delivering the message that always was, the oldest message since creation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. And so when you ask what's it cost? As much as it costs.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with the money? I'm going to do this because nothing beats it.
Yeah.
Already, Tabor, and you've seen the emails we've gotten. You guys have emailed me as much. Brian Hooten, I see him on here. His life is changing. The impact we're making in just a small amount of time, we already won. We already won. So everything from this point forward is just bonus. Just to see the emails we're getting, people's lives that are being inspired. I see what people are craving. They want this message. So this is it. I got it. I got it. Thank God. 40 years to take to get there. And I wish more than anything else that people have a glimpse of their genius inside to be able to do it. So it's every resource I have to my exposure, it's going to be all in.
Man, that's awesome. Dude, isn't it amazing how the chiropractors can understand that concept at such a deeper level because they understand innate intelligence?
But what happens, Tabor, they limit it to their four walls of their office and they go home and talk about it to their family. But the thing is, remember, it's all the time. It's not just the physical body. Innate intelligence isn't just physical. It's the hero. Why do we love the hero? Because it is the ultimate version of ourselves. Imagine our belief systems totally uninhibited. Right. And we thought like a child. We had maximum innate imagination, maximum innate dreams, maximum innate talent. Wyclef John, I watch a podcast of Wyclef. Watch that, Tabor. Lewis Howes.
Yeah.
Wyclef John. You know Wyclef, right?
I don't think so.
Oh no, he was in the Fugees. He's a.
Oh yeah.
The guy, he grew up in Haiti. They had no electricity. When they came to New York, when they moved to this country, they saw the lights in New York, and they said, "Daddy, what is that?" And he said, "It's diamonds," because they never saw electricity.
Wow.
And this guy knew how to play. His dad was a pastor. He knew how to play instruments, and he'll tell you this: don't ask me how I know how to play all these instruments. So when you look at that, he was so uninhibited. He didn't have the constipation and the cement of educated intelligence. So he was uninhibited, and his true genius came out. This guy's a genius, and he never learned it at school. So that's what I'm saying. It's like we're trying to peel the layers off of their, not just their physical innate, but actually for them to even tap into another level to the hero they always were. Your kids have it. Jaden has it. They all had it. But the thing is, between now and 40, society is going to totally try to steal it from them because that's a way of controlling people.
Yeah.
Imagine if everybody was like a Steve Jobs or a Zucks.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow it, and they wouldn't allow it.
No, you're exactly right.
Forced vaccinations, forced medications. It's all to take the hero away. It's all to shut the hero up.
That's exactly right.
All right, cool. Next question.
Love it. Good stuff, man. We're getting all kinds of comments. Awesome. Become more connected with your own innate. Until amazing mindset. Thank you. Great answers and content, docs. Thanks for telling the truth. Lives are at stake. Here's the next question. Do you require all patients to go to the dinner prior to starting care?
No, it just works out that way. You know, of course, if someone could come in, so right, if someone comes in, like someone came in today, they didn't go to the dinner. So what they do is they watch the video. So that's where Tabor and I, we have a video, they watch it, and then I go in and I meet them. So no, absolutely not. But not at all. But it just, we put so much effort into the dinner. That's where they go. And my patients know that my dinner becomes the keynote. Like I know you guys love you guys love the 15-minute fuels. You know why? You see a part of me that part of me I'm able to bring to the dinner with the chiropractic message. So it becomes my keynote. When I do the doctor's report, I have to get a little bit more techie, a little more, it's like, it's not as passionate I don't want to use the word passion. I don't like that. It's not as proud as that dinner talk is. So that's why you guys so there's inspiration, the chiropractic message, and they get to see that in the dinner. And now I'm becoming known as that keynote and everybody loves it. They have a good experience. So they want to bring friends to that dinner, but absolutely not. If people could come in anytime they want. And the process is just, they see that video.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's it. One extra thing.
Very good. Speaking of dinner, Scott says he is ordering the D2 program. He's so stoked to bring this to his community. He says, Chris, your personal story is so amazing and compelling. Crafting my personal story, but tips on creating it. My chiro intro was that he got helped when he was injured playing college football. No organic issues like you, but he's had family members who have lost their health and function by not knowing this subject and by not knowing about chiropractic. So thinking of that was a better way to go. What's your thoughts on his story versus his college football injury, or should he tell one about his family, or both?
What was the deal with the family?
He's had family members that have, I think basically they've had a lot of health problems and they've lost their health and they have lost their function, but because they didn't know about the healing powers of chiropractic. You know what I mean? They didn't know the chiropractic story.
How about this? Number one, don't think that you need a story to tell the ultimate story, right? The story doesn't, like the chiropractic principle doesn't change because I have a good story.
Right.
The principle is the principle. It makes sense.
Yeah.
If you do want to use a story, which I don't think you necessarily do, I would pick the story that makes you most emotional or pissed.
Yeah.
So if you're really angry that your parents didn't know this truth and you wish, and part of you feels that you possibly have failed them and you're trying to save lives for retribution to help you heal from something that your parents didn't know, that's a motivator.
I agree.
Your college injury story, you know, I get it. So the thing is, like, I think you're thinking it's the story.
Right.
But you need to focus on the real story. Here's this. You can have a great story, but if you can't communicate and influence the true chiropractic message, your story is just a good story. But they still don't know what true health and healing is. So I would be worried about how can I tell the chiropractic principle story the best.
Yeah.
I would make that the main course, right? And then the seasoning and the side dishes is your personal story. You follow?
Yeah.
My personal story is the garnish of the chiropractic message. Mm-hmm. But I could take my story out, and I do. If some doctor reports, I don't even tell my story. No need to. My story is, hey, listen, if I don't know this, I would have my colon removed. That's all they need to know. But it always goes, it's the main thing, keep the main thing. Because the reason why I'm telling you this right now is this is what I fear for you. Who's saying this right now?
Scott.
Scott, this is what I fear for you. I fear for you that you may possibly use your story or lack of therefore as the reason why you're not as successful as you should or could be. And I don't want you to use anything as a crutch to be able to look back and say, well, I don't, remember I told you, and if you watch my 15-minute fuel, when you start pointing the finger and saying, well, I don't have a good enough story like him or her, or I'm not like him or her, what you're really doing is you're shaking your fist at God saying, why didn't you create me like somebody else? You follow?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I even implore you to, you know what? Not even, if you don't want, you don't even have to tell your story. You don't need a story to be a hero. Do you understand that? You just need a cause. That's all. And you have your cause.
Yeah. Yep, I agree, man. Talk about that, talk about what it is that motivates you to have that cause.
That's the worst thing I feel I have is they think I got some good story.
Yeah.
Because what it is, Tabor, it's that person say, well, that's why. You think that's why I seek that? No, that's not why. I'm so convicted on the story of chiropractic and what it really is and how God created the body to feel, function, operate. That's why I'm successful. It's not my story. It's not my story. Because the thing is, if we measure up chiropractic principle to chiropractic principle, now it exposes where you're lacking, right? See, if it's like, so me, my variable could be the story, and you point, it's just the story. But when it's just, how did he tell the principle of how health is, and how do I tell the principle of health is, and then that really exposes the blind spots and the errors in judgment or the errors in influencing, and then you got to own up to that. You see, so let's go head on, apples to apples.
Yeah.
Let's forget the variables, and then we can have a conversation, and then I can help you. Because then you feel like, wow, I don't have nothing but the principle. And he has the principle, Rob Vasquez has the principle, Tabor Smith has the principle, but we're all getting different results because one person is more convicted or is influencing that crowd better than the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time you get up and speak, you're telling the story of chiropractic because that's the principle. That is the story that you need.
Like Tabor, do we need a child who had open heart surgery?
No, hell no.
Story.
No.
Shit, I don't want that story. But you know what? Tabor uses that story to bring him into his purpose again.
Yeah.
Because during that trial, that's the thing that got Tabor and Gina through this stuff. Because that kept them, that increased their faith to get through it. So he uses that circumstance that he went through to draw on the power of how great the body was to prove the principle of chiropractic.
Yeah.
Not the story.
Yeah.
Because if it was just the story would be, thank God for the heart doctors. They know how to do a great surgery.
True.
Thank God for crisis care.
True.
But Tabor's story is, no, you don't understand. The body is so amazing that it was able to do this, this, and that. And that's why I'm so grateful for the innate healing. Like it's not the story, because Tabor was extremely successful before he had twins. Right. Gina was too. So what it is that's a story in Tabor's life that he could share his transparency, that life isn't always perfect in the micro, but in the macro, it's a blessing.
It helped me, this is not exactly the subject of this question, but it helped me to appreciate the difference between the innate intelligence in the body and the educated intelligence. It's two different things. Crisis care is educated intelligence, and thank God it's there, but innate intelligence has to be there all the time as well. And I saw that because if innate intelligence wasn't there, Jaden wouldn't even have lasted. I mean, he would not be here if it wasn't for his innate intelligence. And then after the doctors did corrective care, a lot of chiropractors, we get so much ego thinking we invented innate intelligence, but chiropractic is an educated, intelligent type of a thing as well. We're doing corrective care on the spine, just like that, or similar to that doctor doing corrective care on Jaden's cardiology. And then guess what? Innate intelligence kicked in after the last stitch was put in. There's no doctor that can touch that wound and heal it. It had to have been that intelligence that grew that sternum back together, that mended the skin on there. And that's the intelligence I want to take care of educationally, making sure he's adjusted properly, but making sure I can do everything that I can do to ensure that intelligence is flowing at maximum through my kid. So I just see it clearer after that experience. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's not the story.
No, that's right. Good stuff.
All right, one more tape and let's rock and roll. If we have one.
Yeah, we have one more actually. Can you give some examples of how to speak life instead of death over your patient's office life, etc.?
Tabor, ask me how I'm doing.
You doing great?
No, no, no. Ask me how I'm doing.
Oh, how are you doing?
Oh, good. But this back's starting to really kill me.
Uh, so yeah, if in that position right there, I'm saying no, I'm reversing it. I'm saying it's not killing you. It's helping you live. We're going to remove the interference so that you can live even better and even stronger. Let's lay down on the table.
Perfect. See, he took my habit. Well, better, but I don't know. They're speaking lack. So you correct the lack. No, listen, your back isn't killing you. You're alive, number one, right? That's your body healing. And you're here right now. You're correcting the cause. Do you choose to have victory over this? Yes, I do. Face down and let's get your body healing. That's the thing. See, it's a choice. Like a person should, if they say I want health or I need health, there's talking in lack. If I say I want $1,000, that means I don't have it. But the thing, health is inside us, so they already have the health. So when I say I want or I need, I'm always talking in lack. So like this, if I say I want and I need, 10 days down the road, I want and I need, I'm always wanting, I'm always talking in lack versus I choose or I have, right?
Right.
So that stuff. And don't let anybody talk death over their life. That's it. Hey, listen, no, and you call them that. Listen, no, Mary, you're not dying. You're living more than you were before, right? Well, yeah, I'm a lot better. Yeah, so you're healing. And that's why we have that sign in our office table, I am
healing.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Because every time you look at that, you're claiming. So I am is God in action. Do you know that? I is representing God, the spirit. I am, it's God in action. So that's saying that innate intelligence in action. I am healing. I am well. And it's not voodoo, I am well. It's like you're claiming I am healing. That's what I'm doing. I choose to heal. It's all there. It's victory. It's choosing victory. And it has to be a choice. It's a virus in the language. It's all back to the chiropractic principle, always. But no one knows what the chiropractic principle is. If I say chiropractic principle, if someone's watching this on my Facebook feed, like, well, what's a neck and back pain? What's a principle to neck and back pain? Wow. It's like I got thousands of pages of green books that will teach you what it really is. It's giving thanks, credit, and awareness. I was telling Dr. Travis today, I'm like, I wish I could just cut people's fingers and say, okay, wise guy, heal it.
Right.
Like I can't. The body's going to heal it. Right. Exactly. So you have no educated power in healing your body. Your body's, it's always been there. And that's the thing, right, guys? The hero, everything, everybody thinks it's there. They always think it's out of their reach. But imagine when people wake up and go, holy smoke, everything I ever needed was inside me. And gave themselves permission to embrace it, release it, and go through the pain of reestablishing it and questioning their dogma and philosophies they lived by their whole entire life. That's a scary time. And it's very easy to stay numb and not deal with it, right? Like, it's like the Matrix. It's just easy. Remember that guy's like, why couldn't I just take the blue pill? And just not have to worry, not have to know the potential that I had.
Yeah, I've
because
wished
right
that.
now, guys, Tabor, you and I, as we go on this journey to take those layers off, we're going to see a lot of painful things that we believed our whole life that were false.
Yeah.
And we lived with it so long, it became normal, and we lived with it so long, it became our truth, and it was never really a truth. Just like health, it's not how we look, how we feel.
Right.
So we're like I say, heroes are dealers of hope. That's what we do. And he who has hope, or she has hope, has everything.
Amen. That's a good one. That's a good one to end on too.
Mick Mahan said yes. I appreciate that, my brother.
Awesome.
See, Mick got me on this. So Mick is the reason why I got that book. And so it just shows you I'm a very coachable person. Like, so Mick sends me the book and I got it immediately. And I read it once. I'm reading it again. And Mick's taking courses, and I'm going to take a course on it because there's truth in there.
Yeah.
And I realize that. And so the thing is, I think we all need to look into that. It's taking our healing profession to a different level, a deeper level that we didn't realize. See, there's all this stuff we didn't realize that's there. And so now it's our part. Like, remember, how much are we going to learn to help people? As much as we can. How much are we going to spend? As much as we need. How many books do I have to read? As much as it takes. When am I going to do it until I'm done?
Yep.
That's a great way to live. It's because it's an all-out live. It's not there's no retirement. It's all out.
Love it.
Right?
Awesome, man. Well, let's see. Scott says, got it.
What's
Ben
up?
Scott says, got it. Ben says, back to language. Strombeck says, thank you, Dr. Tabor and Dr. Zaino. Have a blessed evening. Rob says, thanks, guys. Keep healing, heroes. And then we have one more question, actually. I don't know if you want to take it or not.
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, real quick. What do you say to a patient who gets an adjustment in 1 to 2 minutes and says, is that it for just a 1 minute adjustment?
I go, that's everything. Take care.
That's all you need.
That's what I do. Of course, that's everything.
Yep, love it. Awesome, guys.
Because Dr. Zaino says so.
That's the best reason right there. That's what I say, actually.
It's episode 5, right?
Dr. Zaino says so.
No, episode 4. 4. That's a line from episode 4. Watch them. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much. Take care, Facebook Live. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Keep speaking those things that are not as though they were. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. right here on the Ask Dr. Zaino show. Good night.